says the Lord. Be a praying president, not a religious one, for I will fool the people, says the Lord. God says, I will put at your helm for 2 terms a president that will pray, but he will not be a praying president when he starts. I will put him in office, and then I will baptize him with the Holy Spirit and my power, says the Lord.
The Spirit of the Lord says there shall be one assassination attempt that shall endeavor to destroy the plans that I have for this nation. Look to your vice president.
But California, I am looking at you. Gold, stone, California. God says, once you recognize the man that I have raised up, pray, for the enemy will do everything in his power to put a witch in the White House. Hear me. I have found a man after my own heart, and he is amongst you. He is one of the brothers but singled out for presidency of the United States of America. Strange July, hypnotic November, and oh Christmas, where winter shall say, and me, I will make them happy. My will shall be done. And in the fall will show you whom I have chosen to pray for and guide this nation. You shall rejoice, for it is my man. It is my chosen David, says the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. The mountain of the Lord. Do you want to go to the mountain of the Lord? 'Cause there is a place for those who are thirsty in the mountain of the Lord. Do you want to go to the mountain of the Lord? Today, 'cause there
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Code Breakers Live. A rainy Sunday here, but I am really excited today to talk about Marco Rubio and some stuff my dad prophesied about the first Hispanic or Latino or both, because he is both, president. So let's start first by saying hello to everybody who's here today. The singers and worshipers that you saw there, that's sisters Hannah and Miranda, and Miranda is married with children, and Hannah is taking care of her children and her stuff. They're around. They're doing well. Ireland, hello from Ireland. I don't know strumming. I'm not sure 100% about Marco Rubio. I can tell you this. My dad saw the first Latino president. Hi, Larry. Thank you so much for your super chat, Larry. Oh, we got someone from Portugal, Florida, from Cleveland, Tennessee. Hi, West Virginia Mountain Mama and Florida Beach Mom. Wendy Walsh. Hi, Wendy. New York, Kentucky. It's raining here too. I'm in Tennessee, so we get almost the same weather most of the time. And our House of Destiny chat is open today. So welcome to everybody. And when I say open, I don't mean from the website. I mean from the app. We are live on our app. If you don't have our app, you can download it. Lou, do we have a thing? You can download the app and watch all of our stuff, and now live from the app. So we're very excited about that. Minnesota, Iowa. I know he said young, but here's the thing. My dad said young, and I think it's in the video we have to show you today. Young now is also something he said. And something about Marco Rubio is he is quite young. I mean, he's not young, but compared to all the other presidents we've had around, I mean, they're all in their late 70s and 80s. He's younger than them. So yeah, but that is the thing. I think he's in his 50s. So he's young for president. And dad said, you're young now. But I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. We are not saying Marco Rubio is that person. However, we know that dad prophesied there would be the first Hispanic or Latino president. Now, Hispanic has to do with Spanish speaking. And Latino countries like Portugal, they don't speak Spanish. So that's the difference between Hispanic and Latino. And he, I don't know, he's 54? Okay, he's 54. That's young for president, isn't it? I don't know. How old is the youngest president? Let's see if we can find that out. Oh, Randy's coming to us from Canada. How's the weather over there? And Cassandra's in Illinois. This is everybody on the House of Destiny chat on the app right now. Hi, Allison and Susan. I'm so glad you guys are there. Isn't this exciting? I love something new. Okay, so I'm super excited about Iran and what's happening with that. I don't know if you guys were watching in Munich, but I was very happy with a lot of what I saw there, especially Marco Rubio's speech, which I'm trying to scroll to. How long is that? That's only 30 seconds. I do have the whole speech here. But I am a fan. I mean, regardless of my dad's prophecies for just a moment, we'll put them over there. If I were to choose the president, let's say between Vance and Rubio after Trump, I would totally go with Rubio. Rubio is awesome. He is awesome. Very happy with what Rubio is doing and saying. I don't know. Maybe I didn't post his whole speech. I guess I didn't. Maybe I did. Let's see. I know I sent it to you, but I thought I also posted it. I sent it to you, and then after I sent it to you, I posted it, but maybe not. And we're not going to go there just yet. Not just yet. But who saw Marco Rubio's speech in Munich? Funny behind the scenes. You know what? I wouldn't doubt it. 50s is young for presidency. This is what I'm saying. He looks young. He's younger. So is J.D. Vance, but he's also not Latino or Hispanic. But he also, I don't know if it's directly after Trump. It could be after the next person. Dad didn't say. He just saw it in the future. He wasn't specific. Amanda. What is Amanda saying? I haven't talked to Amanda this week. Yes, you guys saw. I want to actually review the speech. I'm so excited about it, but I've got prophecies to play you guys, so let's just see how it goes. Worried about Russia as well, because we're seeing the word of Putin proposing to return to the US dollar. And I kept seeing pictures. I thought I'd posted that. I did post it. Pictures of them shaking hands, and this concerned me as well, of Trump and as soon as I saw the picture of Trump and Putin shaking hands, I immediately remembered my dad's prophecy about Russia. Lou, why don't you just go over to my X page? Okay. So, Russia proposed to Trump to return to using the US dollar. All this is part of a broad economic partnership between the United States, or with the United States, and an eventual peace pact in Ukraine. BRICS is dead. So, that would be great. Like, I'm not actually opposed to making some deals that would release some of the hostility, get rid of the Ukraine war for certain. You have to be 35 years old to be president. Right. So when my dad's seeing this younger person, like, look at all the presidents. Like, Obama wasn't old, but Biden and Trump even, they're quite up there in years. Marco Rubio and I attended South Miami High School. Really? Florida Beach, Mom. Did you go? But were you at high school at the same time with him? Did you know him? He was always a gentleman. Oh my gosh, that's very exciting. Strumming is 34, so you can't, with strumming, as soon as you are 35, I would recommend a run. What did Julie Green see about Vance? Theodore Roosevelt was 42. I was thinking Roosevelt in my head because I knew, I wasn't sure though. Okay, here we go. Linda's in the House of Destiny chat. Theodore Roosevelt was youngest at 42. Kennedy was 43. My dad prophesied in 2014. So he would have been in his 40s, right? Huh. I heard you. Rubio was 43 in 2014, huh? That's young. It's too young to be president, isn't it? Or no, it is. You have to be that age. And he ran against Trump in Marco strumming 2028. Man, that sounds exciting. So anyway, let's get back to this. So we've got, so Russia's wanting to return to using the US dollar, which, great. But here's where the problem is. That's a deal. And Dad warned about a deal with Russia. This one say, no more BRICS currency. Russia memo proposes return to the US dollar system in pitch to President Trump. Now, let's see. I'm just going to click on that and look at the comments. Not accurate. Western sources are amplifying the dollar return narrative as a Trump win against BRICS, potentially overstating the memo's influence and unconfirmed talks. Whereas Russian-aligned outlets, including TASS, are prioritizing sovereignty, and BRICS resilience, downplaying the U.S. overtures. Latest revelation exposes deep hypocrisy, strategic cynicism in the heart of Putin. Interesting. Okay, so we're not sure even if that is going to be the case, but here's the thing. I'm watching. I have my eye on Russia right now and Saudi Arabia. And maybe everybody's like, well, why would you looking at that right now? Because of the prophecies. And so if you know them, which many of you do, then you know this as well. He's young, strong, loves Israel, loves USA, from Florida, not afraid to speak up. Right. Israel Prime Minister Barak. Yes, Doobie cleared that up for me the other day. If you guys didn't watch analysis from last Wednesday, you should go watch that. I had a really good conversation with Doobie. We really did. Okay, Lou, I think let's play the Russia prophecy from my dad. My dad was in the garden, and he used to Skype in from the garden sometimes, so there's not video of him because he didn't want to be seen when he was in the garden. Sometimes he was looking pretty rough, so he would Skype in over the phone. But we have one of those recordings. RS Dean 3 posted Russia bear dream trying to attack Israel on X. Lord will not allow it. Yes, I think that a lot of propaganda, there's a lot of things that will end up going back to Russia and Putin. The good news is, though, that ultimately my dad saw that Putin would turn around and go back to where he came from, back to his own land. Forget exactly how he worded it in the prophecy. Because of rumors that he hears. If you have not seen, it's up on my YouTube channel. I made a video of it's just back to back every time Dad prophesied about Russia and Putin. So the one we're about to play you is in there, as well as anything I'm referring to. He saw that Putin would die by the sword in his own land, and that it would take a servant's broom to sweep up all the webs that he has woven. And that Russia would join hands with Iran to come against the Jews and to come against this Christian nation. I'm trying to remember everything. Killed by the sword in his own land. I don't know what that means. A few years ago, Mom and I were seriously looking when Prigozhin, many of you will remember I did a Codebreakers Live at the time. I think it was Amanda Grace with me. But we did it on Prigozhin. Why did you say his name? He's dead now. But we thought, because he was kind of, I don't know, what was he doing? It's been so long, I haven't even thought about it till right now. But we thought that might be because he had been the chef. And my dad saw a servant's broom, but it ended up not being that. But here we are. And the thing is, my dad saw Ukraine and Russia. And he was specific that he was speaking about leadership in Russia, not the people. Whenever he was prophesying about these different countries, he usually would make a point of like with Iran, when he was prophesying to Iran and about Iran, it was about the regime. But then there were times where he would prophesy about the people, how they would rise up in the streets, which is what I'm about to show you on my X page. So let's go to the Russia prophecy, Lou, and let's look at that.
The other thing the Lord said to me today, very clearly, He said, Kim, tell my people to keep their eye on Russia, because there's a huge deception that is taking place and is yet to unveil, and where people will even embrace it. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I saw this hand coming out of Russia, and this hand being extended out to the Christian people and to the Jews as if it were a friend. It is not a friend. Russia is not a friend to the Jews and not a friend to the Christians. I'm not speaking about the people of Russia. I'm talking about the administration and the leaders. I saw deception coming out of Russia. I saw a hand coming out as if to shake And then as their hand was shaken by purple robes and garments of religion, I saw the hand raised up and then smashing them on the neck.
So that's concerning, right? Because when you now, I don't know if this thing about the U.S. dollar is true or if it's just it looks like it might just be a rumor. But what struck me and then what made me want to share this prophecy with you today is that we are in the midst of a very tense moment in history where deals are being made and the world is changing. The old way, and actually Marco Rubio said it when he was in Munich, not when he made the speech, but when I think when outside somewhere, someone asked him, and he made that point as well, and that is what's happening. Alliances are shifting, and there is Trump in the middle of it, making the deals, and that's what he does. That's what he's good at. Those characteristics in Trump are the necessary characteristics in order to pull us out of the situation we are in or have been in. Lou, you can go back to my X page. We're going to keep scrolling through. I'm just going to scroll through here because everything's going to connect. So here's Trump talking about Iran. Now, many of you know that I was very upset with Trump because he said help is on the way. We're locked and loaded, encouraging the Iranian protesters to go out, which they were already doing, so they would have already been there. But it really, I think a lot more came out because they thought this was the moment. And then when he didn't do anything, I was upset about that. I felt like it would have been better to say nothing because of the terrible bloodshed and death that resulted when the Iranian people tried to resist. These are Holocaust level horrors that the Iranian people are experiencing. They couldn't even get regular IRGC and Basij to take care of the situation. Number one, because they were weakened last year during Operation Rising Lion and Midnight Hammer. Much of the leadership was taken out, but and because of that, they had hired militias or brought in militias over the border via Iraq. Those militias being ISIS, Al Qaeda, whoever, Arabs who don't even speak Farsi, and that's what they do. They kill. That I don't think they even care. I think these people just that's what they do. You pay them and they'll kill. And so because they also have no attachment or connection to the people in Iran, aside from Islam, they had no problem going in and October 7th style in the back of Toyota pickup trucks with military-grade weapons against unarmed civilian protesters. And not only did they murder them by shooting them, but also whoever was shot and made it to a hospital, they went into the hospitals and executed them in the hospital beds. They were putting people in body bags who were not yet dead, who were suffering and dying, zipped them up into body bags and threw them on top of other piles of corpses and body bags to die that way. And the thing is that these people were young and this is still happening. Young people. This is not old people. This is teenagers, kids in their 20s and 30s that have no hope in the world they're in, and they would rather give their life for a chance of hope. And then, of course, we've seen a lot of infighting over Pahlavi. I could see, Trump being in the beginning there. He wasn't so sure about Pahlavi, and maybe how much support Pahlavi actually has. The diaspora supports him, and there are those in Iran who do. But the thing is, it sounds to me like they do. It sounds to me like it's enough. They are not. They're calling for the king to come back, and they're being called monarchists. But if you listen to Pahlavi speaking, he's saying, "I'm going to facilitate forming the government that the Iranian people want. So he's going to help them to do that, which I think is a good plan. Let the Iranian people choose. But we must remember there are at least 90 million people in Iran, and there are millions who do support the regime, who are cool with everything. And so what happens with those people? Will there be resistance? And then, of course, we've talked about the Mujahideen, MEK, their endeavors to be the replacement, which would be even worse because they're communist Islamists. So we really have to pray here, because we also know, unfortunately, that Persia is in the war of Gog and Magog. They're coming against Israel. And if things were to go well here in Iran, they wouldn't be going against Israel, because if you listen to the Iranians, they're like, we love Israel. Pahlavi too, if we love Israel, we will not be an enemy to Israel or the West. We will be an ally. There will be trade. There will be stability in the Middle East. It's a dream. It's a dream. And even though we're far away, it's for us too, because they're coming after us. And this is what a lot of people don't understand. Or maybe, I don't know if they don't understand, but it seems like it, that they chant death to America and death to Israel. Israel is the little Satan. We are the great Satan. These are important things to remember, because then we're not actually, it's not like some separate war that we're inserting ourselves into. We are being threatened. And this is where my concern is, because I have children. We want to make sure that a country who is shouting death to America does not have nuclear weapons. And but unfortunately, it's not just about that. If you've been listening, there's the ballistic missiles, and there's the other weapons. So it's not just a nuclear thing. And so anyway, let's go back to my X page, and we're going to play this little bit on what Trump is saying here.
Quickly, yeah, in the back. I guess over the next month, something like that. Yeah, shouldn't take. I mean, it should happen quickly. They should agree very quickly. Yeah, in the back.
It's not the right clip. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's keep going. So Trump, Trump's not going to really say anything that's actually happening. We know his style. But the second aircraft carrier has been deployed. I believe it's not Bush. Can anyone remember the name of the? It doesn't say here. I thought it said here. So they keep sending more stuff over there, more carriers, more aircraft carriers. I was hearing from Monkey Works that they're sending heavier stuff in, like tanks and stuff for on the ground, which we don't want. Like, we don't want to have I'm not a pro-war. I don't want there to be a big war. I don't want there to be a world war. I don't want any of that. Like, I've had to argue with people online shouting at me because I was upset about very specifically them giving hope in that moment that resulted in a lot of suffering and death. And I'm sure that Trump probably didn't. I can't tell you what Trump's thinking, but you're not going to imagine. Maybe he didn't realize how bad that reaction was going to, or the response was going to be. Maybe he thought he could do something. In the moment, I was, and you guys know that I made this. I called this. I'm mad at Trump. Here, this is another way. Here, we can play this one.
Dramatic.
Is it related to these negotiations with Iran?
No, we have to make a deal.
With Iran?
We have to make a deal, otherwise it's going to be very traumatic. Very traumatic. I don't want that to happen, but we have to make a deal. They should have made a deal the first time, and they got Midnight Hammer instead.
So my thinking is, they were given a pretty rough time after Midnight Hammer, if you remember. members of Congress, throwing their toys out of the cot because they weren't consulted. But I think in this situation, they're not going to be able to just run in the middle of the night, drop some bunker busters, and get out without anyone. Like this situation, if you're talking regime change, then there's so many more layers now to how it has to be dealt with. And for one, I think that for certain military action, they will have to have approval from Congress. I think I saw something earlier. So it's a very tense moment. And I'm just, it's been very emotional for me because of the journey that you guys have all been on with me. I saw the lion. I have repeatedly had experiences, and I did share a little bit of this with General Flynn, actually, because I texted him and I just, after everything happened, and I was very grateful to him for speaking out too. He's the one that came out and said it's upwards of 90,000. And, he spent a lot of time in the Middle East, and he is not someone who wants war. So this is so difficult that they're in a really difficult position, and we should give them grace. And we also want our president to make the best decision for America, which is what he does. And that is without question. Whatever choice Trump is making, he's making the choice that's going to be best for America. And we want that. We want him to, that's what you're supposed to do. He cannot prioritize the Iranian people over the American people. So if we're going into war, he can't just, so it seems like they're kind of, maybe they're just, negotiating so that they can, in the end, go to Congress or whoever and say, look, we tried everything and we are actually going to have to defend ourselves. This is ultimately defending ourselves because it's not just, it's not like we're just going over there to help Israel. Israel's actually helping us because they'll take the brunt. Like anything America does, the first thing Iran is going to do is they're going to fire missiles into Tel Aviv. So they had to make sure that Israel's okay before they know 100% that the missiles are coming in. Is the Iron Dome okay? Are the Israeli people informed, protected? I mean, I've seen Israeli people. I saw a pregnant Israeli woman saying, I don't care. Do what you have to do. Take out the regime. We'll hide in our bunkers. We'll be fine. That is awesome. And the Israelis are very, very tough people. Okay, this is interesting too. Russia, desperate and broke, begs Trump to let us. Now, I don't know if this is actually true, but I keep seeing it. Putin, after years of bragging about de-dollarization, kneels before the United States, offering a submissive economic alliance and a peace deal in Ukraine in exchange for crumbs. Now, is this true? This is what I've started doing. Thank you, Tunsico. Did I say it right? Tunsico 15K in Rumble. Thank you so much it's not called the super chat there, but thank you for your offering. And Anonymous has given us a $20 offering. Thank you, Anonymous, very much. We really do need the support. And we thank you so much for continuing to support us on this very unusual endeavor. So I'm just going to look here and see. Putin doesn't beg for anything. I don't know about Putin and Trump having a master plan. I don't know about all that. But I've taken to going into the comments and checking every single post. Because usually someone's going to ask Grok or there'll be a community notes. So if you see me doing that, just bear with me because I keep running into that problem. Everything you see happening in Russia, Mexico, and Venezuela is because BRICS is trying to have them join the team. Okay, so BRICS, now you guys know I have been talking to you about BRICS for a very long time because my dad saw, I'm unverified, I need to get re-verified. Someone posted today that Robin Bullock said God is preparing an Hispanic president. So now we're starting to get the confirmation, you guys. Now we're getting confirmation. Sorry, but Putin has a different idea, and hopefully Trump will realize. So if that's true, that we need to be praying, and that's why I played you that prophecy today, because I feel like we need to be praying about that. I know things are kind of going in the direction of Russia and not Rubio, but we're gonna shift gears now because I want to hear what my dad prophesied about Rubio. Did you guys hear Hillary Clinton talking about the border in Munich? I was enraged. Where is it? This is her arguing with the one guy. He calls her out. Look how many of the diaspora and how much support the Iranian people are giving to Pahlavi coming out here. They're releasing doves. Princess Noor Pahlavi. Could she be the Esther? But why would cartels be afraid of her? It's always the thing. But you know how amazing it would be if she was the Esther? He said she would rise up in the middle of the presidency. Are her eyes big and beautiful? You know, every single candidate for Esther that we've had, they've all had beautiful eyes, so that's difficult. She's really pretty. Virtuous? I know nothing about her. Beautiful in eyes. And her eyes will be round and big. I've crowned her as I crowned Esther. Now, Esther's tomb is in Iran, as you know. Thank you for reposting the stream, Wendy. Yay. Repost the stream, guys. I always forget. They were releasing doves here. This is in Munich. Oh, no, this is in Los Angeles. She was in Los Angeles. Released doves as a symbol of peace. I mean, it looks like they want Pahlavi, Iran's crown princess, Royal Highness Noor Pahlavi, the eldest child of Iran's exiled Shah, has addressed the largest rally of Iranians. She was in Los Angeles. Let's hear her.
This is not just a protest. This is a declaration of a nation reclaiming itself. People ask me, why is this revolution different from the uprisings that came before it? And the answer is that fear, the chief weapon in the Islamic Republic's arsenal, is no longer effective against the lions and lionesses of Iran.
Lions!
Under gunfire, they rise. Knowing the cost, they rise. Because life under this regime is no longer life at all. The Iranian people have made it clear. This is not a call for reform. Our brothers and sisters did not die fighting for a better nuclear deal.
Yeah.
This is a rejection of 47 years of occupation, terror, and imposed rule. They have chosen freedom. They have named their future.
She's beautiful.
They have united behind my father to guide them there. This is not just a protest.
Wow. Well,
this is a declaration
of how many times have I been wrong, so I won't say it. I'm saying it without saying it, okay? I can hear Lou. I'm surprised you're not in the room. Bannon, you guys see the Bannon stuff? I just want to say for the record, I never liked him. Well, this is what I'm saying, original J-Dog. Maybe she's the Esther. Do you know how, look, I don't know how cartels would be afraid of her, but Esther, the whole thing, Esther, it all happened in Persia, which is now Iran. That's where, from the Bible, the story comes from. So when my dad's saying Esther, here comes Lou. I'm going to be in trouble. Could he? I mean, do you know how literal that would make the prophecy, though? And there's no way any of us could have imagined it would be that, including my dad.
Yeah.
Imagine how...
That...
Lou is so tired of this Esther story because he has to deal with all the people writing in.
Here's the thing. Yeah, this is how.
Hey, but how did we hate her? That's a good thing. They hated her, but now they love her.
And the spirit of Esther rests upon that person. There's a spirit of Esther that rests upon certain individuals, what she did.
But that's not
that
what he
prophecy,
saw. He saw a specific
person. He talks about
person.
schools and colleges with the cartels, with the drugs and the cartels.
That's more Erica Kirk.
That's America.
It's more
He's
Erica
talking
Kirk.
about America and Esther here for America. The spirit of Esther that's going to be upon an individual in America But
with the rise of anti-Semitism,
rise
it's
of
going hand in hand as well.
But there was the anointing that was on Esther is on certain women in power.
You know what, Lou? At this stage, the Esther's going to come to me and say, "Hey, Donna, I'm the Esther."
We've had those too.
We have had those. Actually, we've had men. Contact us and say, "I am the Esther." I was like, "Hang on, wait a minute."
Anyway, I
now."
just wanted to give that little 2 cents
Thank
because
you, Lou.
I try to keep quiet.
No, don't keep quiet. I want you around. I'm feeling a little like, I don't know what it is I'm feeling today. It's steady, calm. Everything feels like it's been like for a while now, for weeks. And just today's just been. And when I woke up early this morning, I wanted to sleep in, but I didn't. My dog woke me up. And my 200-pound bull mastiff. So there's no ignoring him. He needed to go out. He's the one that sleeps in my room. I have 2 dogs and 4 cats. The only one who sleeps in my room is Fred, my bull mastiff. He's 200 pounds, but he's the sweetest. He is the sweetest boy. He is such a good dog. He's the best dog I've ever had. He's so good. Do I have a picture? I want to show a picture of him. He's so cute. Oh, I got to show you guys. My husband got a printer. Actually, I'm gonna post it on X because all of my husband's prints that you guys have been getting, he's been outsourcing that and getting it printed. And the first, we were doing it with, I think, FedEx at first, and that was way expensive. And then I called around and found another print company. And then what he did was he just saved his money and bought himself his own printer. And it is huge. It's taking up my whole dining room table. Like, we can't even use that dining room. I'm going to just post this because I want you guys to see. I'm going to add it. There it is. Okay. Now I think I have to refresh, do I? I do. Refresh the whole page? Okay, here I go. Scared. Yeah, I don't think my payment for my verification went through on X. I'm going to have to go look why. There we go. So you see, that printer is huge. So my dining room table, it's like a long rectangle table, seats 8 people. So about that size. I don't know how big it is. It's big. And so look how big that printer is. But that is going to save a lot of money and also time because he can just print it himself. So he tried 2 different kinds of paper this weekend. And this that you're looking for is more of a matte finish. So all of you who have gotten these prints from my husband, they've been glossy, which is nice. But he has tried to print them. He's doing it now in matte, on matte paper. And you see so much more detail on the matte print of it. So, and we'll see how it looks once we've added the gold and the silver. He is now doing silver. So we were doing gold leafing on all of these. Lou, can you show a picture of the gold? So we were doing the gold leafing on these, but someone asked for silver. And so my husband ordered some of the silver leafing. And we did it but he's not doing the background in gold anymore either. He's going to stop doing that unless someone wants it. You can ask him. But so right now on all the new ones he's adding gold to, he's only doing the crown, but he can also do silver, which is really cool. Do we have a picture of the silver? I need to find it. I have one. So while I'm on the topic, anybody, if you want to get one of these prints from my husband, just email him. We don't sell it through the ministry. If you contact the ministry, they're not even going to know what you're talking about. Or, well, maybe, but they're just going to send you to that email address. So save yourself time. And if you need anything, he's very good at responding. And you can email johnpetrushka@mac.com. That's my husband. And you can get a copy, get your own print. And he's working on a new one. Hey, do you guys, before we go today, I see. Next Gen Prophet, love my gold leaf print. Isn't it lovely? That's real gold, you guys. And I probably put that print on there. I put the leafing on there. Christy Nome is, there you go, Cartels. She does have big, beautiful eyes. It's so difficult. Thank you so much, Dale B. J6W, for your $50. Thank you so much for your super chat. We do appreciate you. Can he make smaller size prints? I think so. I don't know. I'll check with him. West Virginia Mountain Mama is asking in Rumble. He can probably make them smaller. John, if you're watching, can you text me and let me know if you can do them smaller? Because some people might want it in a smaller frame. That's actually a good. He can definitely do them bigger. He did one bigger, and it was huge, and that was really cool. But this gives him a little bit more flexibility where he's not confined to what the print company was offering, which was only that kind of paper. I don't know about that. And it was a whole thing of the size. So let's see. I'm going to see if he texts me back. John, text me back. Okay. Yes, Denise Maples, you are right. So why don't we go over to the prophecies about Rubio? Let's have a look at that. What are we going to do first? Let's do Miami. Do Miami first. There we go. I haven't seen this one.
I see tears.
Y veo lágrimas.
I feel hearts
Yo siento corazones
that are being restored.
que están siendo restaurados.
And I want to say this to you.
Y quiero decirles esto.
I have a very, very tender heart towards this house.
Tengo un corazón muy, muy tierno para con esta
The
casa.
people of Miami.
Para el pueblo de Miami.
I have dear friends that are here tonight that I love dearly.
Y tengo amigos muy queridos que amo mucho aquí hoy.
My dear friend Swilly.
Mis queridos
Thank you
amigos,
for being here.
Swilis, gracias por estar aquí.
They brought me here.
Me trajo acá.
Here I stand in front of all of you today,
Y estoy aquí frente a todos
knowing that
ustedes,
you're about to experience.
sabiendo que están a punto de experimentar.
Take this not from just a human being,
Y reciban esto no solo de un ser humano
but
que se
from a
lo dice,
prophet.
sino de parte de un profeta.
There is about to break
Está a punto de irrumpir
from heaven to earth
del cielo a la tierra.
one of the greatest revolutions
Una de las revoluciones más grandes
that has ever taken place.
que jamás haya ocurrido.
The doors have opened
Las puertas se han abierto
for the Latino countries
para los países latinos
like never before.
como nunca antes.
But God said it shall be in this nation
Pero dice Dios que será en este país
that I shall cause my people
que haré que mi pueblo,
to raise up a leader
que levanten un líder
from amongst the Hispanic community
de entre la comunidad hispana,
who shall rise up to the White House,
quien se levantará a la Casa Blanca,
and it shall be because of your
y
prayers.
va a ser a causa de las oraciones suyas.
I have placed an African man there
Ya puse un hombre africano
for a
allí
season,
por una temporada,
but I will raise up one
pero levantaré a uno
that shall come from this community.
quien saldrá de esta comunidad.
He is a young man right now.
Él ahora es un hombre
He
joven,
is in the midst of you,
él está entre ustedes,
but he shall rise
pero se levantará
and represent the Hispanic people
y representará al pueblo
with
hispano
honor
con honra
and righteousness,
y con justicia,
says the Lord.
dice el Señor.
Do you believe it?
¿Lo cree?
Where are you?
¿Dónde están?
Where are you?
¿Dónde están?
You out there.
Están allí.
If you are that young man,
Si eres tú aquel joven,
step out and come down here. The
Down.
future president of the United States is in this building.
da un paso y ven aquí. El futuro presidente de los Estados Unidos está en este lugar en esta noche.
He's in this building.
Él está en este edificio.
He's very young.
Es muy joven.
You want me to get him?
Quieren que los haga
Now
buscar,
he knows.
pero él sabe.
His father knows.
Su papá lo sabe.
Run to the front if you believe that you are that young man, for you may just be the righteous one.
Corre aquí si crees que tú eres él, puede que tú seas ese hombre justo.
I will wait for you.
Yo te esperaré aquí.
Come, let him come.
Vengan, venga.
It's okay.
Está bien.
I want the young people to know that there is a crown upon their heads.
Quiero que los jóvenes sepan hay una corona sobre su
And if they
cabeza.
come and stand here, who knows who God will pull out?
Si vienen y se paran aquí, ¿quién sabe quién Dios
There was a
señala?
David amongst his brothers.
Hubo un David entre sus hermanos.
Did you hear what I said?
¿Escucharon lo que les dije?
There is a president in this building.
Que hay un presidente en este
And I want
edificio.
everybody to begin to pray.
Quiero que todos empiecen a orar.
You may be saying, Kim, what are you doing?
Puede que ustedes digan, Kim, ¿qué estás haciendo?
I woke up one day
Me desperté un día
and God said to me,
y Dios me dijo,
go
ve
and find
y busca
your David,
a tu David,
who shall be a president.
quien será un
I'm
presidente.
standing here today because I know God just said to me, a future senator and a future congressman, they are future leaders, but there is also a president of the United States that is young, that is in this building. And if I were you, I'd begin to pray now, because God will raise up a Spanish man to do something unique, something different, something powerful, and cause a massive global revival. He will cause a move of the Spirit in this nation. It's because Guillermo and Anna Maldonado said, we will raise up the future. We will speak God's glory into this nation. Therefore, because they said it, I have heard, says the Lord of hosts. Come on!
Y estoy parado aquí porque el Señor me ha dicho que aquí hay senadores, aquí hay congresistas, pero sobre todo está el futuro presidente de los Estados Unidos. Es aún un hombre joven, pero está aquí porque el pastor Guillermo y Ana Maldonado han orado que de aquí se levante justicia, y así yo he escuchado y se lo digo hoy así.
Keep praying.
Siga orando.
You want a demonstration of a prophet?
¿Quieren demostración de profeta?
Don't ask me to perform miracles.
No me pida a mí que yo demuestre milagros.
I'm here to bring into existence what is in the future.
Estoy aquí para traer a la existencia lo
Not
que
what
ya
is
está
present,
en el,
but what is present in the future,
Lo
or
que-
future in the present.
lo que está en el futuro, traerlo al presente, no
You have
aquí.
the power to bring into existence
Y usted tiene el poder para
what is in
traer
the future.
a la existencia lo que está en el futuro.
You may be standing up there saying, Kim, I'm desperate. I'm desperate for God to invade my house. I'm desperate for God to do something miraculous. Now I want to tell you something. Forget about the past and even forget about the present. Look into the future, because there's something mighty and there's a powerful force of light that is in the future. Raise your hands, everybody.
Y usted está parado allí y dice, estoy desesperado, pues yo le digo, olvídese del pasado, olvídese del presente y mire al futuro, porque en el futuro hay algo de luz, hay algo poderoso. Jale ese futuro a su presente ahora.
Give
Okay,
my
Lou.
blue mantle.
Wait, no, just,
El manto azul.
Remember what I said last night, the spirit of Elisha,
Recuerde, le dije anoche el espíritu de Eliseo,
the multiplied portion
esa porción que multiplica
has been set upon you.
ha sido colocada sobre ustedes.
Now there are people watching all over the world.
Hay personas que están mirando en todas partes del
And
mundo.
if they're not watching now,
Si no están mirando ahora,
they will be watching.
estarán mirando.
I am not making up a story.
Yo no estoy inventándome una historia.
Where is David?
¿Dónde está David?
Samuel looked at the brothers.
Samuel miró a los hermanos.
They would all be great warriors.
Todos fueran grandes guerreros.
There was one little boy
Y hubo un muchachito
that was called David.
llamado David.
He wasn't amongst them,
No estuvo él entre ellos,
but he was.
pero es él.
Samuel said, "Do you have another?"
Dice Samuel, hay otro.
And David came
Y llegó David
with his sandals,
con sus sandalias,
with his harp,
con su arpa,
a simple boy,
un muchacho simple,
and he became the greatest king of Israel.
y pasó a ser el más
And because of him,
grande rey de Israel. A causa de él,
Jesus
Jesús
is our Lord.
es nuestro Señor.
Now I'm so thankful
Estoy tan agradecido
for these young men that have stepped forward.
por estos jóvenes que están parados aquí.
You may be saying, well, they're a little bit too bold, aren't they?
Y usted dice, bueno, tienen un poquito demasiado de nuevo ellos, ¿no?
They wanted to make a statement to hell.
Quisieron hacer ellos una declaración al infierno.
We will step forward.
Sí, vamos a ir adelante.
We will allow this nation
Vamos a permitirle a esta nación
to feel God's glory,
que sienta la gloria
to
de
feel
Dios,
His presence.
que sienta su presencia.
Your name is David.
Tu nombre es David.
Samuel calls you.
Samuel te llama.
Now, Father,
Ahora, Padre,
who is in heaven,
que estás en los cielos,
glorious is your name.
santificado, glorioso tu nombre.
Your kingdom come.
Venga tu reino.
Your will be done on earth
Hágase tu voluntad en la tierra
as it is
como es
in heaven.
en el cielo.
Now I pray
Ahora oro,
the kingdom,
reino,
the power,
poder
and the glory
y la gloria
rest upon us
descanse sobre nosotros
and upon this nation.
y sobre esta nación.
The Catholic
Now
prayer.
let this young
Original
man
Jacob.
emerge.
Ahora que surja
I have
este
dropped the
joven.
word
Yo he soltado la
in the
palabra
midst of his brothers
entre sus
and
hermanos
his
y
sisters.
sus hermanas.
I release him.
Yo lo desato.
No, I will not point him out.
Aunque yo no voy a
I am
señalarlo,
forbidden to do that.
se me prohíbe hacerlo.
But I release the mantle into this place.
Pero desato el manto en este lugar.
Hear the word of the Lord
Escucha la palabra del Señor
and rejoice.
y gózate.
I want everybody to give God a praise offering like you've never done before.
Quiero que todos le den a Dios una ofrenda de alabanza como nunca antes hayan hecho.
Come on, let me hear you.
Vamos, quiero escucharlo.
So, I don't know. I don't know. Because sometimes those things have like a deeper meaning. He was pretty specific about the name. Does anybody know if Marco Rubio has brothers? Does Marco Rubio have brothers? I'm just looking at something there. Okay. Anybody know? So Marco Rubio was 43 in 2014. That prophecy was given in Miami. That was in Miami. He had been at the Miami Cap event. And then that was the next day at church, at Maldonado's church in Miami, Florida.
He has one brother named Mario Rubio.
Mario Rubio.
He's a year older.
Oh, okay.
Well, he's an older brother. During Marco's 2016 presidential campaign,
Pastor Sweet.
he highlighted Mario's experiences with the VA to discuss veterans.
Okay. So let's have, I'm going to go back to my X page here. Can you do it from here, Lou? Do you have to leave?
You can just click Donna's X.
Here?
Yeah.
Ah, look at that. Did it myself. Okay. Let's have a look here. Let's listen to a little bit of Rubio.
Ultimately, all radical Islamic movements in the world identify the West writ large, but the United States in particular, as the greatest evil on the earth. And every chance to have the notion that somehow radical Islam would be comfortable with simply controlling some province in Iraq or Syria is just not borne out by history. Radical Islam has shown that their desire is not simply to occupy one part of the world and be happy with their own little caliphate. They want to expand. It's revolutionary in its nature. It seeks to expand and control more territories and more people. And radical Islam has designs openly on the West, on the United States, on Europe. We've seen that progress there as well. And they are prepared to conduct acts of terrorism. In the case of Iran, nation-state actions, assassinations, murders, you name it, whatever it takes for them to gain their influence and ultimately their domination of different cultures and societies. That's a clear and imminent threat to the world and to the broader West, but especially to the United States, who they identify as the chief source of evil on the planet. Okay, the reason why they hate the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the leadership of the UAE, of Bahrain, is because they've allowed the United States to partner with them. That's why they hate them. They consider them infidels for it. They hate Israel. But they also hate America, and they hate anywhere in the world that we have influence. They seek to attack it, including here in the homeland. If you look at the domestic terrorists, at the attacks that have happened here domestically, the overwhelming majority of them have been inspired by radical Islamic viewpoints. And that includes the shooting in the Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida. That includes the Saudi pilot in Pensacola, my home state, 2 attacks.
So that is someone who understands exactly. He just said to you what, much better, what I was trying to say earlier in this broadcast about the threat. So we're not just jumping into someone else's war, like we're defending ourselves in taking down the Iranian regime, however they end up doing it, because it's causing problems everywhere. Here is Rubio getting a standing ovation in Munich. This is, let's see what he has to say here, because he's talking to Europe and he's telling
we want allies.
He's extending the olive branch. He's saying, look, we come from you, Europe. And you know, the immigration stuff and all the stuff that's been going on, this is a mess. And we don't want to go into this new way without you. And it's really cool.
We want allies who can defend themselves so that no adversary will ever be tempted to test our collective strength. This is why we do not want our allies to be shackled by guilt and shame. We want allies who are proud of their culture and of their heritage, who understand that we are heirs to the same great and noble civilization, and who together with us are willing and able to defend it. And this is why we do not want allies to rationalize the broken status quo rather than reckon with what is necessary to fix it. We want allies.
Yeah, see, this. I don't know if you guys saw this. Navalny, you remember he was running for president or whatever against Putin, and then they imprisoned him. And they're saying scientists from 5 European countries have established. This is his wife, his widow. My husband, Alexei Navalny, was poisoned with epibetadine, a neurotoxin, one of the deadliest poisons on Earth. In nature, this poison can be found in the skin of the Ecuadorian dart frog and causes paralysis, respiratory arrest, and painful death. I was certain from the first day that my husband had been poisoned, but now there is proof. Putin killed Alexei with a chemical weapon. I'm grateful to the European states for the meticulous work they carried out over 2 years and for uncovering the truth. Vladimir Putin is a murderer. This is what my dad saw. Not Navalny, but he saw Putin. Remember the vision he had, and Putin had the white cloth over his face, and he was like smiling underneath, and he had murdered someone. You guys have to realize, my dad was seeing this stuff before the Ukraine and all of that for years. Gosh, 2009 was where he saw the spider webs.
Yes.
So this has been going on. My dad was not responding to something. He was picking it up before it was public.
Yeah. And then later on, he even saw exposure after exposure in a rapid was rapid exposures that were going to
Yes.
happen. So I just looked this up. So we just need to keep our eyes open and pray and prophetic sites, because normally candidates don't actually run for president until 18 to 24 months before an election year. So
Right.
I think right now we just keep our eyes open there. But I did look up somebody, his name is Diego Morales. He is the first Latino person in statewide office. He's a Secretary of State in Indiana. He hasn't announced anything that he's going to run for president, but what I'm saying is...
Let me see him. Is there a picture?
No, I think...
Diego?
Yeah, Diego Morales. Morales. He wouldn't have been a younger person, though.
Oh, he looks about the same age as
Rubio.
Yeah, well, you know what? We don't know for sure. I'm
No,
not. That's why we put a big question mark on the thumbnail and everything, because we're not sure. And
Yeah.
I actually hadn't. I waited to watch that live with you guys. I didn't review it first. Look at Tusi TV. If you guys don't watch it, I recommend. But this made me laugh so much because apparently I found out later they had to get his team there to Munich. They had to get a private jet. To get him there. So he comes hopping out of his private jet, dressed so nicely with his cane. Let's see what he has to say here.
Munich, soon we're going to go straight to... Right, we've just arrived in Munich. Soon we're going to go straight to the biggest protest ever against the Islamic occupation based in Europe. We're also getting some breaking news about the American government's intentions to pursue regime change in Iran. We're going to give you guys a full coverage on Tusi TV.
And he has been. So keep watching Tusi. He's very, Tusi is very, he's pretty confident that America's going to do something with Iran. Look at how many people showed up. This is in Munich, flying the Lion and Sun flag, demanding an end to the Islamic regime. 250,000 people. Maybe more. Make it bigger so you guys can see better. Lion and Sun Revolution. You are right, Judy Antonini. I don't know if I said your name right. Please forgive me if I didn't. But she said, but Kim said he was young, and that was back then. That's what I'm trying to say. I've heard him somewhere else. Dad prophesied about this more. I'm going to have to keep looking because I remember him saying he's young now. Maybe he just said it in that. I think he just did say it in that. He's young now. So that's important to remember too. And listen, I am a big Rubio fan. Look at this. Rubio rising. Because he has earned our trust. So far in this presidency, he has, I mean, look at how many jobs he has, so much so that they make fun of him with all the memes for all the jobs he's doing. Look here. Happy Valentine's Day. That's baby Rubio. I love these memes. But we can't say for sure. Listen, if he were to run, now again, let's take my dad's for my opinion, because I base the way I look at all of this stuff, I'm basing it on a filter through my dad's prophecies, and I'm automatically doing that because I'm looking all the time. There's things I'm watching that have not been fulfilled. Iran is one of them. Saudi Arabia is hiding something. And will be caught with their pants down. They were all over the Epstein files. We covered that last week. But so when I'm watching this stuff, I know these prophecies so well from 10 years now of doing this, that and you know what? God does it too. I'll be watching and he'll remind me, and I can hear my own Father's voice, and then I can go look it up and find it. So I'm looking through that filter. So if we were to put that aside for a moment, and now I'm just a regular person, I'm not Kim Clement's daughter. I'm just going to put that over there. I don't know the prophecies, and I'm just looking at the candidates. I'm picking Rubio. I'm picking him because I trust him. When he's speaking the truth and boldly, and he's really good at explaining the stuff. The way he gave that speech in Munich, we don't have time to watch the whole thing. I almost thought of having a watch party and just watching the whole thing. Marco Rubio, officially the greatest Secretary of State in this nation's history, and it's not even close. Agreed. Here we go. Hundreds of thousands gathered around the world to stand with the Iranian people against the Islamic regime. This is not a fringe movement. That's not fringe. San Diego, Boston, New York City, Chicago, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., and Los Angeles, not even talking about Munich. If you have not seen this speech, watch this speech. David was not with his brothers. You're right, Judy. Very important point. He wasn't there. Yeah, pro-Israel, pro-life. You're right, Harold. But he is both of those things. Has to have been a senator. Yeah, you guys we're on the same page. He's 54 now. He's not that much older than me. So my dad would have seen that as young. Because in 2014, I was 34. I'm trying to, Lou's asking me a question, and I'm trying to decide if we have time to play the other one. Maybe Rubio was in the building. You know, I can tell you that my dad liked him. Just also the way I'm telling you I like him. My dad liked Rubio, but I never heard my dad say Rubio was going to be president or anything. I didn't even know I didn't know my dad, because my dad didn't watch the news a lot. But my mom told me that Dad told her he liked Rubio on more than one occasion. So we don't know for sure, but no matter what, I would totally vote for Rubio. If we have had a choice of him and anybody else. See, this is Reza Pahlavi in Munich. Look at all this. Had a giant flag. Here, listen to this quickly. This was interesting. I wanted to play this for you guys.
Billionaire class of Jeff
Victor Davis Hanson actually just had to have cancer, a surgery, and had cancer removed. But I think he's doing a little better now. This is a recent comment.
Another advantage that Trump has, they've raised, I think, $90 to $100 million. They've outraised the left by 3 or 4 times. And the billionaire class of Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, not to mention Mark Andreessen or Elon Musk, they have defected. And it's really hurting the Democrats what they're looking at in California with this billionaire's tax. You can be a billionaire and have property and investments, homes, but you might only have, I don't know, $100 million. They're going to take $50 million from you on your aggregate worth. That's not going to go over well with the billionaire class. And that's just a foretaste of what Kamala Harris will do if she has a Democratic Congress. So they're going to be able to raise more money.
But he's correct. You are seeing people starting to defect, and we're seeing that even more now. Even Hillary Clinton was there in Munich saying, "Oh, the borders, it's gone too far." And I was just like, "What did I just hear you say?" I was furious when I saw that. I mean, I want her to agree, but she was trying to say, "Oh, well, the way Trump's doing it." And it's like, you know what? I don't want to hear you say anything about the way Trump's doing it, Hillary. There's the Pahlavis. That's the Shah. There's Reza Pahlavi. He was a little boy. And there's the Empress. I think they call her the Empress. It doesn't say in that post. There's a picture. And you know what he said? This is cool. Reza Shah Pahlavi said in the book, The Last Flight of the Shah, to the president of Panama, my destiny will continue. And the president of Panama asks how this is possible, meaning, are you returning to Iran? And Reza Shah Pahlavi responds, I will not return, but my son will return. And, that's just the most, there's that big sign, you see. Please, Mr. President Trump, please make history like none other. It would. And I don't believe it would mess up his peace president thing. In Canada, at least 570,000 people. Now, I know a lot of the diaspora are in Canada. That's a lot. Look at all those people. Come on, I hope Trump is seeing this. He must be. Look at it. This is what my dad was seeing. The Jesus Revolution. He saw we need to find, you know what, I have a huge task of gathering these Iran prophecies into one video, which I'm trying to do right now. But it is a huge task. There's a lot. But Dad saw them. The Iranian people rising in the street. I'll find them for you and show you. Rising in the streets. That they would have Damascus Road conversions. He prophesied about a sound of the Middle East and the West coming together. And one thing that's happened during the revolution in Iran is the music. I've been listening to their music. And because of Tusi TV and Goldie, I've been watching Goldie as well. And they've been playing like Iranian music, and I can almost hear what my dad was hearing. And it seems to me like the Jesus Revolution he was seeing wasn't, and I know this for sure, and it seems like it wasn't just in America or just in the West. He was seeing that happen, but he was hearing the sound of the Middle East and the sound of the West, and a new sound, a new kind of music, a dance. He saw them doing a dance where they were like shaking against each other, and it was a sign of their freedom. So these are the things my dad was seeing. Now, we're not seeing a dance yet, but you guys look for a dance. Look for the Iranians to dance, because that would be fulfilled prophecy. Wow.
ما کشورمون رو آزاد خواهیم کرد و باز پس خواهیم گرفت. از همگی شما سپاسگزارم. به تمام خانواده های داغدار کشورمون که عزیز خودشون رو از دست دادن، بدانند که تنها نیستم. من اینجا به عنوان یک فرزند، به عنوان یک پدر، به عنوان یک همسر، به عنوان یک برادر درد شما را درک میکنم و حس میکنم. من هم مثل شما روزی نبوده که اشک نریزم، ولی این اشک بیشتر به من امروز این انرژی رو میده که از شما میگیرم که با هم
Long live the Shah. Shame. You know what? The thing about him is, and I can see why maybe, people like Trump and, PBD, those are big, sort of aggressive alpha males. And Reza Pahlavi is not. He seems soft. Soft's not the word. What is the word? He seems timid isn't the word either, because he isn't timid. He's not like aggressive, bombastic. He's calm. Is that what it is? And so I can see why some of these other leaders have been unsure about if he can actually handle it. But I think they forget too that, well, he was raised in the West. He's been exiled from Iran, so he hasn't grown up there. He's had a nice, comfortable Western life. He doesn't have experience. All these things are the things that people are saying. But his father was the king. I mean, aside from, you look around, who we got hanging around as a king nowadays? Charles. Not a fan. I'm not a fan. I've never been a fan of Charles. Oh, he's just a dribbling. Anyway, I won't insult the king of England, but I'm not a fan. So it's like when you think about a king, when I think king, I think Jesus, King Jesus. That's where my mind automatically goes. But he does have that. Is that what it is? Is that what I'm seeing, you guys? Charisma. Yeah, maybe he's not. He is soft spoken. He's not a big show, the way Trump is. But he is so. Oh my gosh! I don't know if you've seen him in a press conference, but he speaks multiple languages. I watched him at a press conference a few weeks ago. He's addressing. I think I might have shared it on here. He's speaking to the French reporters in French. He's speaking in Farsi. He's speaking in English, and he knows what's going on. He's not a fool. He has a plan and he has support. So who are we, even President Trump, to say he's not the guy? Like, let the Iranian people choose who the guy is, And I feel like in Iran, they're asking him to come back, but there's also, and this is where the sad story is. It's like they rejected their king, Reza's father. And there's a parallel with the Christian story here, in that there's a familiarity. And in rejecting their king, they were tricked and they have been imprisoned under this regime for almost 50 years now. For as long as I have been alive. I'm 46. And the Iranian Revolution happened the year I was born. And it's almost like making it right. They made a mistake that has cost them so much. And when they call for their king, it's like they want to make it right again. But there's also almost like if they were calling to King Jesus, like the way we rejected you, please come back to us. So there's a parallel there that I can't ignore. And that gets me in my heart. When you hear them calling for their king, they want a solution to the problem. They're sorry for what they did. Please come back. Just as you saw the quote from the Shah's book, from his father's book, where he said, I won't go back, but my son will. And there is a bond between Israel and the Persian people that goes back thousands of years, long before there ever was Islam, before it ever existed. Even before Christ. There you had Cyrus the Great. And God has not forgotten what happened with Cyrus the Great, whose tomb is there. I think it's at Persepolis. And there's a video documentary where the Shah of Iran, it was in the early 70s, invited all the leaders of all these nations to Iran for their 2,500 year anniversary. And there he made a speech in front of Cyrus the Great's mausoleum. And it's a simple mausoleum. I don't know how many of you people have seen it, but you should look. And I see you guys are responding to that. am I explaining myself correctly? It's like there's that parallel. Like, yeah, they're calling for the Shah to come back, and there's the physical world, and he's the technical king, which they may not even end up having a king. They may have, the Iranian people, ideally, if the situation was ideal and they could vote, maybe they wouldn't vote to continue a monarchy. Maybe they would, but maybe they wouldn't. Maybe they would. At least he's there and they can trust him, because they can't trust anybody else right now. I mean, look at the monsters that have imprisoned them. They are traumatized people. They have lost so much, especially recently. And I'm telling you, like Holocaust level massacre of their own people. I mean, you can't just ignore that. Yeah. And this is why you see so many people getting mad at Trump, because he keeps talking about a deal, including me. I mean, I was furious. When I heard Trump talking about a nuclear deal, all I could think about was Obama. And I was like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hopefully he's bluffing. Who are we saying happy birthday to? I see happy birthday in there. Whose birthday? Kathy. Happy birthday, Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today on your birthday. I feel really honored.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I won't sing.
I
I almost did. I almost started. Happy birthday to you.
Just a quick reminder.
We have to go. Yeah, I see it.
John can do small prints.
Oh, yes. Okay, I saw he didn't text me, though. Did he tell you?
I think he didn't want to disturb you, so he texted me.
But I told him to disturb you. I'm just joking.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so John has responded, my husband. West Virginia Mountain Mama was the one who asked. Yes, he can make them smaller.
Yeah.
So just email him if you want it smaller.
And tomorrow's Prophetic Rewind is a very good.
Is it?
It's very good.
Oh, actually, no, I know. Yeah. Yes. It's going to be good.
very
So don't miss Prophetic Rewind tomorrow. We're going in date order. Footage of my dad. We're still in 1997 on the timeline. So that's what's going on with Prophetic Rewind. Don't miss it, because they're prophetically aligning with what we're doing on the network across the board.
And the funny thing is, this one falls on the 16th of November, and tomorrow is the 16th of February. So it was very parallel with the day.
16th.
Yeah. So I know it's not the month, but we always look for the small things like this. But it's a very powerful.
Original J-Dog thinks Queen Noor is the Esther.
And that's me out.
Oh, Valley's leaving. Okay. So also this Tuesday, Gathering of the Dangerous Prayer. Christy and Pastor Fall have to do something where they're not going to be able to get back in time. It would have been a rush for them. So we told them not to do it this week, but I will be there, and Charlie Jordan is going to join me. So me and Charlie Jordan, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central. We will be right back here where you're watching us from now for the Gathering of the Dangerous Prayer. And we're going to pray with you for 1 hour, Tuesday night, 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time. So figure out your time zone. But Charlie Jordan will be with me. So that is going to be powerful. We're going to have a good time. We're going to pray it up. And then Wednesday's analysis, don't miss that. That's going to be really good. Me and Christy. Last week, if you missed it, please watch it, because Doobie was here in studio with me, and I had a really good conversation. I asked him about Saudi Arabia quite a bit, because we're watching. I didn't have anything to report on that today. Tomorrow's President's Day. That's true. The kids have no school, and my kids are very happy. They don't have to wake. So am I. That I have to get up early. So there's that, and then Israel Update has really been picking up. I don't know if you guys noticed, Christy, she's not taking any more from Candace Owens. So don't miss Israel Update on Fridays, because let me tell you something. Christy is a smart cookie. That girl is no fool. Let me tell you. And if anybody knows, I mean, she speaks Hebrew. So when she does Israel Update, it's no joke. She's that's why we have her. And she's been responding to Candace Owens. So you guys should. Why is Siri? Hey, Lou. Come here. Oh, sorry, you guys. Siri was flashing on the iPad that's right here with the chat on it. I don't know why. What did I say? Okay, so yes, Candace Owens. Was that what I said? Thank you, Anonymous, for your donation of $20. Also, just to remind everybody, we do need support. We don't have any big donors. We have none of that going on. Actually, this ministry never has. My dad was never, he worked with many different people wherever God sent him, but he was never funded by a single high donor or anything like that. It is the people. And that's really important. I think, that we're in that situation, that we're not having to, because when someone, it doesn't matter what's going on. If someone is a high donor, especially if they're giving a bulk of finances to what you're doing, whatever it is, whether it's a ministry or a business or whatever, you have an obligation to them. And we don't have that situation going on here. Our obligation is to you. And some of you have been with us for decades, and it has not escaped us. We see your names. We remember you. I remember I was 16 years old working in my dad's office. And it was a small little office we had there in Flower Mound, Texas. And I used to answer the phones, and I wouldn't tell people I was his daughter. So I would just answer and pretend to just be a person working there. Or sometimes I would tell people. I would end up praying with people and all sorts of things. But some of your names I remember because I used to do data entry. And so I would put your information into the computer, and I was the one, my husband, John, and I, when you ordered a CD of my dad's or some kind of product, we were the ones who put it in the envelope, and we printed the labels, and then we took it to the post office. This was, this is like early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. And so I remember a lot of your names, and I know some of you for decades have followed my dad. And so many of you might even be more clued in on those prophecies than I am. And I get your emails, I get your messages, and I appreciate them. And I appreciate you guys. If it wasn't for you, we would not have been able to get these prophecies out. And the most important thing to me was that as many people as possible got a chance to hear them. What you do with it, that's in your hands. But you can partner with us. There it is on the screen. No, wrong way. There. That is our vault partnership. And so we have a prophecy vault. And so what we did was we upgraded our website. And so you have your own section in there. You'll have a login, everything. And you have all this additional stuff. Every Wednesday when Christy and I finish analysis, whatever we don't feel comfortable talking about, like on social media where we might get into trouble, we take it to the partners. So if you partner with us, you're going to get additional footage every week without fail. You also will get School of the Prophets, which is a lengthy, what would you call it, course that my dad did with semesters and everything. At the time that he was doing it, he had students doing homework. And my Aunt Karen, was it Karen who was grading? What was helping? It was more than her. Would grade. So this is like a no joke School of the Prophets that he did. And it was really cool. He enjoyed the lectures. They would film the lectures, and he enjoyed very much having his long stick. Because when he was a kid, he grew up in South Africa, and they used to hit them if they were bad. This was, the 60s, 50s and 60s in South Africa. But they had the long stick, and it was a long, thin stick, and they'd hit them with it as punishment. And so he had a long stick. He wasn't hitting anybody, but he was enjoying waving it around and hitting it on the table. So he enjoyed being a teacher that way because he'd never done anything like that before. But he was able to teach. It is a wealth. It is so worth it. The School of the Prophets, because you can really understand the prophetic from his perspective as the person who was prophesying. And that's really important too. So you get that. And then you also get an updated, the upgraded prophecy database in there where everything is condensed into. So you can do the search, the keyword search, which has remained on our website. We never took that away, but it's upgraded in the partnership because we don't want to take it away. We want people to, no matter what, be able to get to that database. You can do keyword searches in there. If you do not know about that yet, it's in the app and on the website. So just look for the prophecy database on the website. It's in the About Us section of the website and in the info section of the app. But if you go in there, go to the database, any word, type Iran. Sorry, the right way to say it is Iran. Type Iran in there and you'll see, type Israel in there. There's like 300 different dates, more than 300 different dates he prophesied about Israel in that database. So amazing stuff going on. But I just wanted to let you guys know I appreciate you. We do need continued support. So just pray about it. And if you feel like this is a place that is bearing good fruit, do consider sowing into it, because we want to keep going. We want to keep going on this adventure. It's been so exciting. And it's been just such an honor to be on this journey with you, with all of you. And so thank you so much for coming back every week and for watching and for forgiving me when I have my outbursts and when I'm wrong about the Esther again. And I mean, look at me today. I'm trying to pin the Esther on Reza Pahlavi's daughter. Look, it's all Esther was in Iran. Anyway, thanks you guys for being with us and for supporting us. And I'm finished, but I will be back next week. I'm working on Trey Smith. He's got some personal stuff going on. Pray for Trey Smith. He's okay. He's fine. But just pray for him. And as soon as he can, I'm going to get him on here with us, because we got to talk about Saudi Arabia a little more. And, you know, he's been watching from my dad's prophecies. He's been watching Saudi Arabia for years, too. So, let me see. Just checking your comments. What time tomorrow? If you're asking about Prophetic Rewind, probably morning. We'll be up. Okay, we're done. So let's pray about Marco Rubio, too. Is he the first Hispanic Latino president that my dad was seeing, or is it someone else? Time will tell. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. We have Andrew Sorcini from Beverly Hills Precious Metals with us today. Someone has a 401k. Can they take some of that and purchase gold as an investment for their future?
They can, and it's a great way to do it, because if you have an IRA, a government TSP account, a 401k from a company that you used to work at but don't work at anymore, or if you still work at the company and you're over 59 and a half, these can be rolled over into a precious metals IRA. And if you were to speak to your financial advisor about it, they'll tell you, oh, this is a taxable event. They'll tell you things like gold and silver are volatile. But really, the thing is, they don't want you to get into precious metals because it doesn't benefit them monetarily. I'm here to tell you that your accounts can be rolled into a precious metals IRA without it being a taxable event. And you would own real gold and silver that is stored in a third-party depository that's insured in a lockbox with your name on it.
So if someone goes to bh-pm.com, is that the correct website? Okay, and that's going to be on the bottom of the screen. If they go there today, what do they need to do?
Okay, so there's an online form there, and the form, almost every page on the website has the online form. So you just fill in your first name, last name, email address, telephone number, say that Kim Clement sent you, or the House of Destiny. We'll know what you mean. And in the notes section, be as detailed as you can. Sometimes people put things in there like, I'm a complete novice. I really don't understand precious metals. I've been wanting to understand. I want to invest, but really I need more information first. Then put that in there. If you're someone that's been investing in gold and silver for years and really don't need a consultation, you just want to check prices, then put that in there.
Everybody watching, if you are interested in precious metals, this is where you want to go. Thanks again.
Thank you.